Good morning, students. I am Sangeeta Kumari. I am going to teach you science. I'll start with chapter 1, that is crop production and management. In this chapter, we are going to explain about what are the various agricultural practices for the crop production and how we are going to manage and store this crop production. So first thing I would like to start that all of us need food. Why do we need food? We need food for various purpose. For various purpose, whatever work we have to do, we want to go for walking, we want to ride a cycle, we want to walk, we want to jog, we want to eat, we want to sleep. For every activities we need food. For various body functions like digestion, respiration, excretion, for all metabolic activities in our body we require food. Because of food we get energy. So from where do we get this food? We get this food either from plant or from animal or from both. Some are vegetarian, they get food from plants only. Some are non-vegetarian or both, they get food from plants and animals both. Now you must all of you know that if I talk about our country India, India has large population. So to meet the requirement of such a large population, we require food in large quantities. बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए हमें, क्योंकि हमें as we know that we eat food 3 times and there is large population. So to provide food for a large population, many things we have to manage, like regular production should be there, proper management should be there, and distribution of food is also there. So first thing I said regular production. Now I give one example. Suppose I take example of rice. Rice is grown in a particular season. Rice cannot be grown in the whole year, but we all eat rice throughout the year. So we require more amount of rice. So we need to produce the rice, and we need to manage the rice. We have to store the rice grown paddy which we grow for the rice. We need to store them for longer time. So regular, and every year we need to produce them. So regular production is required. Proper management is required. When it is produced, we have to store it, then we have to distribute it in various places. Distribution of food is also very necessary. It is very important. So I repeat, to provide food for a large population, we need 3 things. First thing is regular production. Regular production. Second thing is proper management. Proper management. I would like to explain. There is a institution of India that is known as FCI, Food Corporation of India, who manages all this food production and storage and distribution. And third point is distribution of food. As I said, the crop is grown in field, not in every cities, not in every state, but we require it in every family, every society, every state, every city. सबको चाहिए food. So and sometimes ऐसा होता है कि there is a drought or flood or some epidemic, then we some maybe in some year we are not able to grow the food. Then what we do, or the government supplies the store food जो उसने store करके रखा हुआ है, और at least every country stores food for its population at least for 2 to 3 years. इतना स्टोर करके रखते कि इन केस ऑफ इमरजेंसी इफ देयर इज नो production of crops, then the government can supply the food to their population. So these three things to get the crop, what are the basic requirement that I'm going to explain. First thing, I would like to explain what is crop. What do we understand by crop? Crop is, we can define when a plant of same kind, when plants of same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, then it is known as crop. When I am explaining all these things, you can make notes of this. You can write the definition of crop. I repeat it. When plants of the same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called as crop. Now, suppose मैं अपने बालकनी में फ्लावर पॉट लगाती हूँ और किसी चीज का लगाती हूँ, सपोज सम वेजिटेबल्स आई ग्रो, दैट आई वोंट कॉल अ क्रॉप बिकॉज आई एम नॉट प्रोड्यूसिंग इट एज अ लार्ज स्केल. Crops are produced on large scale on the field. This is known as crop. There are various varieties of crop like wheat, rice, various types of pulses, vegetables, fruits, etc. Now, crops are different types, as I said, cereals, vegetables, fruits, all these things. Now, based on the season in which the plants grow, they can be classified into two types. Types of crop, types of crops based on season. There are two types of crop. These things I have explained in my live session, and you must have studied in your school class also. I am explaining it once again. The types of crops based on season are, there are two types of crops. One is kharif crops, and the other one is rabi crops. Now listen, in a country or in the world, the temperature, the humidity, the climatic condition, all these things, rainfall, all differ from place to place. कहीं पे ज़्यादा बारिश होती है, कहीं पे गर्मी ज़्यादा होती है. तो and because crops require, different crops require different amount of water, so the different crops are grown in different places, different season. If I talk about this kharif crop, then kharif crops are the crops which are grown in rainy season. The rainy season in India is generally from June to September. So these crops are sown, grown and cultivated during this season. Examples, there are so many examples of kharif crops like rice, maize, soybean, then cotton. These are kharif crops. I repeat once again, these crops are sown, grown and cultivated in rainy season. Now, rabi crops. See, mainly there are two types of crops, kharif crops and rabi crops, and they have definite fixed months. But other crops, there are some other crops which are grown throughout the year also. First, I'll explain rabi crops. Rabi crops are grown in the winter season. So, this winter season is from October to February, March. And generally in rabi crops, these are sown, grown and cultivated in winter season. That means these crops does not require much rain or does not require much sunlight. In this crops, the examples are wheat, gram, peas, linseed, different types of pulses, chana, moong, whatever you get in the month of varieties of fruits, vegetable, etc. Whatever you get, during the season of January, February, March. These are basically rabi crops. Now, to grow the crops, what are the basic practices Now I'm going to explain basic practices of crop production. Whenever I teach this topic to students, many times have said me कि मैम, why do we need to know about this? हमें तो आगे चल के कुछ करना नहीं है खेती बाड़ी, then why do we need to know this? But dear students, I always say one thing, that now because we are eating food is the basic necessity of life, so at least we should have knowledge about how we are getting the food. एटलीस्ट हमें पता तो होना चाहिए कि हमें मिलता कैसे है फूड, व्हाट द फार्मर्स ऑफ आवर कंट्री आर डूइंग, हाउ मच वर्क दे डू टू प्रोड्यूस द फूड. And this, as you know, this is the basic requirement. We cannot live a single day without food. Even at that, you must have explained at the time of this corona, everything was closed for many days, but these ration shops were always open because we need food. So the basic practices of crop production is, there are various practices that I am going to explain one by one. First thing is preparation of soil. Preparation of soil. Now listen, why do we prepare soil, and what do we mean by preparation of soil? First, the basic first thing of crop production is preparation of soil. In this process, the soil is loosened and turned. That means, why do we do this? Because when we lose the soil or when we turn the soil, there are various purposes. First thing, it allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. अगर soil बहुत hard है, dry है, if it is very hard and dry, then plants won't be able to penetrate its roots inside it, and then what will happen? The roots will not get sufficient air, it will not breathe properly. So first thing for the preparation of soil is the it is required to get the fresh air, to get the air sufficiently so that roots can breathe it easily. Second thing, when we first reason was for roots to breathe sufficiently. Second thing, when a farmer or when a person loosens the soil, it helps in the growth of microorganisms present in the soil. It helps to grow earthworm present in the soil. We know these organisms are friendly and they further turn and loosen the soil and they add humus to the soil. So second thing, for the growth of beneficial microorganism or friendly microorganism and earthworm, etc. Now I'll give one example. There is a leguminous plant, leguminous pulses जो होते हैं, in the root nodules of that leguminous plant, this you will also study in the second chapter, there are microorganisms like rhizobium. It helps the plants to grow. Rhizobium is a friendly microorganism which convert the atmospheric nitrogen into absorbable nitrogen. Plant cannot take nitrogen from directly from the environment. We know nitrogen is required by the plant to make food. Actually, plants need so many nutrients. Some they take in large amount, this is known as macronutrients, and some they need in smaller amount, that is known as micronutrients. So like phosphorus and nitrogen, these are required by the plant in large amount. These are macronutrients. So this rhizobium is known as nitrogen fixing bacteria. They convert the free nitrogen into compound nitrogen which plants take. So after tilling the soil, tilling or turning the soil, microorganisms help plants to grow. They also add humus to the soil. Third point, we can explain why turning or loosening of soil is required. See, as I said, soil contains variety of minerals, water, air, some living organism, etc. Some dead plants and animals also get decomposed by soil organism. So these dead plants and dead animals, what they do, they release back the nutrients into the soil, and these nutrients are again absorbed by the plants when we use the soil. Now we can say dead and decayed plants and animals are decomposed by soil organism when we turn the soil. Fourth point is, now we know that plants get nutrients only from top soil, but once the nutrients are absorbed, once the nutrients from top soil are absorbed by the plants, then what we do, we turn the soil, means नीचे के soil को ऊपर mix करते हैं, so that nutrient rich soil comes to the top and the plants can use these nutrients. So to get nutrients from top layer, soils are loosened. Now, so this process of turning and loosening of soil is known as tilling of soil or plowing of soil. Tilling or plowing of soil. Tilling or plowing of soil means the process of loosening and turning of the soil. Now, as I said, preparation of soil is the first step, but sometimes while preparing the soil, few activities are also required. Suppose if the soil is very dry, then we need to water the soil before tilling it. अगर बहुत dry है, then it will be difficult to turn or loose the soil. So what people do, they first water the soil so that it will become moist, and then they turn the soil. Second thing, sometimes they add manure or fertilizer to the soil before tilling it. Why do they do this? Because once the manure or fertilizer is added to the soil, it helps in proper mixing of manure with the soil, and then the soil is watered before sowing, and because when the seeds are sowed, they can take water and minerals properly from this fertilizers and manures. So generally, if it is rainy season, the soil does not require water, then the farmer will simply loosen the soil, they will mix the soil, they do all these things. Sometimes there are big pieces of soil, that is known as crumb. So to break the crumb also, soil is leveled, soil is mixed. Sometimes water is added to the soil, sometimes manure is added to the soil to make the soil fertile for the crop production. Now, how do the farmers does this leveling of soil or mixing of manure or giving water? These things we are going to understand. Or how do they lose the soil, how do they till the soil? For that they use some agricultural implements. What they use? Agricultural implement. Agricultural implements means the apparatus which are required in the process of agricultural farming or in crop production. So क्या औजार वो लोग यूज करते हैं फॉर लेवलिंग द सॉइल? देयर आर वेरियस थिंग बट मेनली देयर आर 3: plow, hoe and cultivator. These 3 things are given in your textbook, so I am going to explain this. Plow are used since long time, बहुत दिनों से लोग यूज करते हैं, which we call in hull. It is actually used for tilling the soil, used for adding fertilizers to the crop. It is also used to remove the weeds. It is also used to scrap the soil. Removal of weeds. Weeds जो होते हैं, weeds are unwanted plants which are grown along with the main crop. बहुत बार अगर कुछ लगे हैं, you must have seen even at your home if you have planted some small plants, that some unwanted plants also grow with the main plant. So उसको हटाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Why? क्योंकि वो they also take the nutrients, water और sunlight, they fight for that, and nutrients उसमें waste हो जाते हैं जो कि plants को मिलने चाहिए. So all these things are done with the help of plow. Plow is actually made up of either wood or sometimes irons are also used. This plow is actually drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals also sometime. It contains a strong triangular iron. I'll show the diagram and then you can understand better. This is the diagram of a plow. You can see in this picture a person is drawing the plow with the help of pair of bull. So the main part, this main part here, this is known as plow shaft. Plow shaft is the long log of wood, this one, and at one end there is a handle, this one. This is kept on the bull's neck, and this part is known as plowshare. Sorry, this part is the beam this is kept on the bull. ये लंबा सा यहाँ पे नहीं दिख रहा है. And this is plowshare. Plowshare is penetrated in the soil to till the soil. This part is kept on the bull. This is the main part, plow shaft, and this is the plowshare which is sown or which is penetrated in the soil. Nowadays, this wooden part is replaced by iron plows because it is more strong. Now, so first thing which is used in agricultural implement is plow. Second thing is hoe. When the field is small, बहुत बड़ा नहीं है, छोटा है, small farmers use this hoe. It is also sometimes pulled by animals and it works like a blade. You can see the diagram of this plow. This is the main part is mainly made up of some iron rod. This is iron rod. This is beam. This is grip which is pulled or handle, and this is bent plate. This plate is used to lose the soil. Now, third things we are going to explain the cultivator. This part is cultivator. Mostly third implement is cultivator. Now, nowadays most farmers use this cultivator. Cultivator is driven by tractor, so less manpower is required. When the farmer use this cultivator to save their labor, to save their time, and large areas can be cultivated, large area of soil can be tilled with the help of cultivator. So these three things are used by the farmers for tilling the soil, for sowing the seeds, etc. Now, after first step was preparation of soil. Now, second step is to sow the seeds. Second part is sowing of seeds. Once the soil is prepared, then the farmer sow the seeds into the soil. But before sowing the seeds, farmer need to select the good seeds. Why do they need to select the good seeds? Because for good production, higher quality, they will select the seed which produces good quality, which produces higher yield. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमारा प्रोडक्शन हो, अच्छी से अच्छी क्वालिटी का प्रोडक्शन हो, उसके लिए अच्छे सीड्स के सिलेक्शन की जरूरत है. So how do they select good quality seeds? Good quality seeds are basically mainly clean seeds, and they are healthy seeds of good variety and for giving high yield. So there is a simple method, very simple method to select good quality seeds. Good quality seeds. This can be explained with the help of an activity. Suppose you have a bowl of you have a one big bowl and you pour one one muट्ठी seeds कुछ उसमें डाल दे. Suppose it's gram or it's chana or it's moong, anything. You will see that some few seeds float on the water, and mostly seeds settle down on the bottom. So the seeds which settle down on the bottom are good quality seeds. The seeds which float on the water surface are not that good quality. The seeds which float are actually damaged seeds. So first thing for the sowing of seeds is selection of seed. Selection of good quality seeds, we can say. Now, once the seeds are selected, we need to sow the seeds. For this, what implements we need? Generally, for sowing the seeds, the traditional tools are there. I'll show you once again a diagram for sowing seeds. If the area of crop production is small, then the seeds are sown with the help of a instrument, with the help of which is like a funnel shaped. I'll show the diagram. You can see here, it is given in the book. There are two farmers and there is a plow here. Now first thing I said we have to prepare the soil, then we have to sow the seeds. Many times farmers do all these two things together. You can see in this picture that farmers are tilling the soil with the help of plow, and there is a funnel shaped apparatus in which they are pouring the seeds, and these seeds are then sown into the soil with the help of long tube. कई बार एक पाइप लगी होती है, कई बार इसमें 2-3 पाइप्स लगे होते हैं, और जिसके थ्रू जैसे जैसे सॉइल टील होता जाता है, जैसे जैसे सॉइल टर्न होता जाता है, उसके अंदर सीड्स भी चले जाते हैं. सो इसमें एक्चुअली 2-3 पाइप्स होते हैं जिसके नीचे एंड में शार्प एंड होता है, और ये जो पाइप है it can penetrate, it can pierce into the soil and the seeds can be placed there. Now other than this, funnel shaped apparatus, there is a seed drill. You can see this diagram. एक लॉन्ग एंड बिग पाइप होता है जिसमें कि सीड्स डाले जाते हैं. दिस पाइप्स इज फर्दर डिवाइडेड इनटू 4-5 पाइप्स, एंड दिस पाइप्स, थ्रू दिस पाइप्स द सीड्स आर स्प्रेड थ्रू दिस rectangular tube, and there are various pointed end which are penetrated in the soils along with this. और ये जो है सीड ड्रिल, ये मेनली ट्रैक्टर की हेल्प से हम इसे मूव कराते हैं. सो इट इज अटैच्ड विद द ट्रैक्टर, एंड सो इन ए स्मॉल टाइम, इन ए शॉर्ट टाइम, द सीड्स आर sown in a large area. And with the help of this seed drill, the seeds are sown uniformly and at proper distance. Equal distance पे हो जाते हैं, uniformly distribute हो जाते हैं. So this is more useful than the previous one. It also prevents damage caused by birds. It saves times and labor. Sometimes some seeds are simply thrown into the, like you must have seen people throwing seed into the soil, but by using the seed drill we get appropriate distance between the seed, which is important for avoiding the overcrowding of plants. अगर हम जनरली ऐसे थ्रो कर दें तो वो यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं होगा. तो यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए और ओवरक्राउडिंग को अवॉइड करने के लिए this seed drill is very important. Now why do we need uniform distribution, and why do we need to avoid overcrowding? Because all the plants will get sufficient light, they will get sufficient nutrients and water from the soil. Many times it happens, you must be knowing that while producing rice, initially the seeds are just thrown like without any pattern. The seeds are just thrown into the soil, and once it becomes small plants, farmer remove all these plants, they take out from the soil, and then again they sow this small plants uniformly at equal distance into the soil, so that these plants will get sufficient sunlight, nutrients and water. Then the third step is adding manure and fertilizers. Adding manure and fertilizers, this I'm going to explain in the next video. What is manure, what is fertilizer, what is difference between manure and fertilizers, and why these are added to the soil. So for today's video, all this, only 2 things I have explained. Wait for my next video. Thank you.